Good morning, everybody. Miss Hopkins here. I am really excited to be on here with you guys. I apologize that I am 8 minutes late. I have learned that Facebook Live is different than Facebook Live on your regular page than it is on a page like Miss Hopkins at TCC as opposed to my personal page. I'm just thrilled that you're here. I'm happy if you're live. I'm happy if you're watching this as a recording. I'm just really excited that we can still connect and I can still be here for you. And so I just wanted to share some information with you guys. So it's kind of like having everybody in a big room with no schedules to worry about. I'm talking to, the people that are my current students. I'm talking to my people that are prospective students that I've met out at workshops or conferences. I'm talking to, my dean, I hope, at one point. I'm talking to people who just, may be parents or early childhood education students that are looking for things to do with their kids during this time when they're out of school. So this is really for everybody. Here's how it's going to work. I want to share a little encouragement with you guys as early childhood educators, and then I'm going to share some resources with you guys. So the resources part is good, not only if you're a student of mine, but also if you are just a parent looking for resources of things to do with your kids. I've got some killer resources. And then after that, I'm going to share some announcements with you, mainly just about enrolling for summer classes, which is coming up. So if you are not a student of mine or a prospective student, then after I talk about the couple resources I want to give you guys for early childhood educators that are, teaching right now, but maybe your school closed and you still want to connect with your kids, or you're a parent and you're looking for something to do. After that part, you guys can just tune out if you're not a student, because I'm just going to be talking about getting in school. But guess what? If you're a parent, if you work in early childhood, you should keep listening, because you can take completely online classes, completely 100% free, paid up front. It doesn't matter what you make. You can do it for free, and I will walk you through every bit of it. So, honestly, you should probably watch the whole thing, because you should enroll in classes, because you know what? The more education you get, the more you can help people in the world, the more you can help these kids, the more that you can make the world a better place. So long story short, enroll in my classes and you can make the world a better place, huh? Okay, let's get started. So I wanted to encourage you guys, because this is a really, this is a tough time, So I wanted to share a couple of my favorite quotes from some of my favorite books, and one is Make the Most Out of Every Opportunity. That's from a book called Colossians. It's in chapter 4, and I really like that, because it's a good reminder that, right now we could think and do and feel a lot of things, but instead we can make the most of this opportunity. Like right now, I'm making the most of this opportunity and thinking, okay, well, I had things on my calendar. I was going to go to Open Lily Academy today and sit down with one of my prospective students that wanted to enroll, and I was going to hang out at nap time while her kids slept with my laptop, and I was going to enroll her in classes. But guess what? Open Lily Academy is closed. So I'm utilizing technology to make the most of this opportunity. And guess what? That student has already applied for her scholarship, and she is gracious enough to meet with me after this, and we are going to get her enrolled in her 2 summer classes for the fall. She is going to share her screen with me, so I can, it'll be just like I'm sitting next to her in the computer lab, so I can see what she's doing, and I'm going to talk her through what to click and how to do it. So it's that easy, you guys. This is super easy, this whole Zoom thing. So that's one thing I want to encourage you. Just make the most out of this time. And another one is particularly for you early childhood educators and parents. And it's from a book called Luke in chapter 12. And it says, from everyone who has been given much, much more will be demanded. And from the one who has been entrusted with much, much more will be asked. This is one of my favorite quotes to live by, because sometimes I'm like, man, I have so much on my plate. Why am I doing so much? Why am I helping so many people? Why don't I just back off? But you know what? The reason I have so much entrusted to me, the reason I have this platform to be your teacher, your department chair, your friend, your colleague, is because I'm expected to give away whatever I can, whether it's education, whether it's advice on getting a job, whether it's just being there for you as a student when you're walking through hard times. I've got students with cancer, a student that is in the hospital right now. I've got a student with coronavirus right now. And I mean, the world is just a tough place. And so as an early childhood educator, as a parent, you have been entrusted with children's life, whether it's 1 or 24, or in my case, like 200. What are you going to do with it? I hope that you will remember that you have been entrusted a lot. You guys, if you've been in my classes, if you've been in my workshops, you've heard me say a million times that the human brain develops 90% within the first 5 years of life. That is so colossal. That is so huge. And guess what? The brain doesn't stop developing because of a pandemic. That brain is still developing. And so you can still make the most of this opportunity and reach out to the children in your care, whether they're your biological, adopted, or your children in your class. There's so many ways you can do it. You can do it Facebook Live. Like, I think if I was still teaching young children, I would create a Facebook group for all the families in my class, and have all my parents join in. If you don't do Facebook, you can always get an email. I'm looking at some comments. This looks really awesome. Somebody's got a private group. So make sure you guys read these comments. And if you are a preschool teacher right now, thank you so much. If you are a preschool teacher, is there cream in it? You're the best. And you have been connecting with your students, which I've talked to many of you, will you guys please post this in the comments and share with other people? Let's share some ideas. We're in the business of sharing and collaborating as educators. So Luann, thank you for sharing. Luann is actually an early childhood educator, I believe, and Pam Parker is another college professor. So when you guys are talking, make sure to mention if you are talking about sharing with college students or preschool students. And thanks for helping each other out. That's awesome. So that is my encouragement for you. What are you going to do right now? All right, so I've got some resources, and I'm going to share these links in my comments when this video is done and published. So just hold your horses for right now. But I wanted to share some really good stuff. So one, there are a million YouTube videos, just tons of them, of people reading books or books being illustrated and read. So share those with your parents. Look for high quality, developmentally appropriate books for young children and share them. I'm thinking Chicka Chicka Boom Boom, Brown Bear, Planting a Garden, Mouses for Spring. Those are some really great books to do right now. The Lorax. I know the Earth Day isn't till April, but the Lorax is so great for your older preschoolers and your after schoolers, and it's so much fun to read. As a matter of fact, I will come on live or I'll create a YouTube video of me reading that this week, so you can share if you want, because it's one of my favorites to read. If you have any requests of children's books you'd like for me to read, I went and packed up a bunch of my children's books from campus that I have acquired over the years, and I've got a lot of really good books at home that I'm happy to create videos of reading that you can share with your kids as well. But I don't want you guys to freak out and be like, oh, I don't want to get on video. We're teachers, right? We will do anything. We're like superpower. So who cares if you've got like 3 chins, right? Who cares if you've got cereal still in your teeth, or, well, check your teeth first, but just do it. Do it for the kids, okay? So one thing to do is find books being read on the internet. One that I saw today I really love. If you've been in any of my classes, I love the Ooey Gooey lady. She is a colleague of mine that lives in New York. Her name is Lisa Murphy, but she is basically like my soul sister. She is just crazy and just wild, but she knows her stuff. She is rooted in sound research and theory and developmentally appropriate practice. And this morning she started sharing videos of her reading a book. So she's got one reading, what book is this? I forgot what book it is. I think it's like a bear and a strawberry book, to be honest. But I'm going to put that link in the comments so you can see. But she's just so funny. She's so exuberant. And if you don't know who she is, you're going to really love her. So that's one resource I'm going to put. It's a Facebook one. So obviously you're on Facebook right now. But I'm going to try to download this video so I can send it to all my child care center directors as well. So if you're not on Facebook, I don't know if you can view that. Okay, another resource. This one is absolutely huge. It's so amazing. So NACI put out, NACI has these forums called Hello, all right, and they have an open discussion forum right now with like millions of early childhood educators around the country just posting discussions. I mean, I'm looking at tons of stuff right now. Some of the discussion boards with ideas out here are ideas about social distancing, preschool distance learning, how to talk to kids about COVID-virus, something about Eckers, a free ebook library for emergent readers and above. Free ebooks. I mean, you guys, that's awesome. Advocacy during coronavirus. So we want to be looking out for our families right now when we don't have them with us. Who are our families that are out of work right now, not getting paid? How can we help them? Things like that. So these are things listed in the NACI Hello Open Discussion Forum. And so that's my second resource. And again, I will put that link in the first comment once I am done recording. So just bear with me. I know my students and I know you guys are just so type A and impatient. I know about half of you are probably already Googling that right now. All right, my last resource is this. Do your own preschool. Get on Facebook Live, make a video and upload it to YouTube, create playlist and like have a playlist for each day of the week. You know, maybe you don't do it every day. Maybe you just do it on Mondays, but do something. So you can create playlist and you can email the link of your YouTube videos to your parents. You can email them, you can text them. But you guys, you know what? Your kids miss you. They love your parents, but they love their parents, but they love you so much. You are such a huge part of their life. You know, they spend most of their day with you. They miss your face. They miss your personality. They just miss you. So show them your face. So here's some ideas that you can do, just like a regular school day. So do circle time. Okay. So start with circle time. Read a book out loud. You know, say, you know, March 19th was the beginning of spring, so read some books about spring. You can Google developmentally appropriate books for preschoolers about spring and find a ton of them. Mouses for Spring is one of my favorites. It's really cute for your young children, and I'm sure I have a ton of other ones, but coffee. Hold on. But I haven't had this cup of coffee yet, so I'm not remembering them. On top of that, I want you guys to make sure that during your circle time, when you're reading books, you're stopping to have those prompts and asking those open-ended questions for analysis and reasoning. You know, you want to keep your kids thinking while they're at home. So like, after you read, you might want to ask them some open-ended questions. And if you have kids old enough to write, like school-age kids, ask them to write it down in a journal. If you have preschool kids, ask them to tell you. Just be like, tell me right now. I'll wait. So like what that might look like, if I'm teaching you as a preschool kid, I might have just read Mouses for Spring. And then I'm going to say, now I'm going to ask you a question. And I want you to answer me, and I'll wait so you can tell me. Kind of like Blue's Clues style, you know? So I might say, how do you know it's springtime? When you look out the window, when you're outside, how do you know it's springtime? I want you to think about that for a minute, and I'm listening, okay? Those are some really great ideas. I know I like to look outside and I like to see the buds on the trees and I like to see the flowers popping up. And you know what I don't like? I don't like that yellow pollen. So I've got another question for you. I want you to start thinking about this, okay? What is your favorite thing about springtime? So I'm going to give you a minute and I want you to tell me. Say it out loud. Talk to me. So you give it a minute and then you respond back with some feedback, not just like, good job, but you know, those are some really great ideas. You must have such a big brain today. You're really thinking of some unique ideas. Just remember that when you are asking these open-ended questions, keep those feedback loops going. Just pretend you're right in front of them. Remember, if you've taken CHD 205, you know about the class indicators. You know that feedback loops need to go at least 3 times. So I say something, the kid says something. I say something, the kid says something. I say something, the kid says something. Okay, so those feedback loops are super important according to research from UVA, which is where class was done. Then give them an individual activity, just like you were in a classroom. What would you be doing for a small group? So like today, for small group, I might tell them, I'd like you to draw me a picture of a spring day, and then ask your parents if they could send me a picture of it to my email. My email is da 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 da. Or text me a picture, however you communicate with them, and then give them feedback on that. Tell them how, um, just keep in mind that you don't want to model things. You don't want to necessarily tell them, you don't want to ask a question then answer it. You want to ask the question and then let them answer it and then give your feedback, because you want to relate to them. So like I would ask, what's your favorite thing about spring? I would listen to them, and then I would start a feedback loop, and I would say, my favorite thing about spring is that I can stop wearing a wetsuit on my stand-up paddleboard and surfing. I'm so excited because those things are not comfortable. And then my kids might ask, what's a wetsuit? And then I would come back with another feedback loop and say, well, a wetsuit is something that I wear on my body to keep me warm in case I fall in the water. Because you guys might remember, I had an injury a year and a half ago that, well, blah, blah, blah. So keep in mind that you are an emerging professional. You are the advocate for developmentally appropriate practice. So make these videos, share these things, share these tips like 90% of brain development and the class indicators and the feedback loops, because your average person does not know when you speak to a child that you should be having 3 times feedback loops to just make the most of that interaction that will later help them in academics and social and emotional development. Utilize that data. Okay, so let's see. And that is all I have for resources. So let's move on to announcements, shall we? All right, guys and girls and kids. Summer 2020 semester is open. So whether you are a current student or you are a prospective student, meaning that you have not enrolled in TCC, but you are so stoked to be enrolled. Maybe you met me at a workshop or a conference and I just got you pumped and I told you you could do free school in your underwear because classes are online. You can all enroll today. So get on it. Let's fill up these classes. Let's get more educated, better at what we do, and let's change the world, shall we? So being that summer semester is open, I also wanted to share with you that both of the scholarships are still open. They opened March 15th, and those are first come, first served. So they're pretty much guaranteed because the state has tons of money invested in these. So as long as you jump into this as soon as possible, you're going to get a scholarship. All right, so the 2 scholarships are the Virginia Department of Social Services and the Project Pathfinders. Okay, both of those information sheets with the application links are found on my website, which is coffee. I am going to also include a link to my current contact sheet in the comments, and if you click on, it's a Google document. If you click on it, it will open a live Google Doc with my contact information, and you can download that and save it forever. Excuse me. And on that, at the very bottom, is the link to my website, which is basically a Padlet. It's www.padlet.com/ I think it's Portsmouth CHD. You know what? I'll just tell you. No, I won't. You're just going to have to open. No, I'll tell you. Just kidding. I'll tell you what the link is. So it's Padlet, PADLET.com/ internet is being slow. Okay, maybe I won't tell you. Okay. Well, anyways, guys, it is the joys of live, right? It is going to be in my contact information with the link in the comments. So go to that website, get all the information about the scholarships. But basically, it does not matter how much you make or how little or more you make. It doesn't matter if you're married, single, kids, blah, blah, blah. Virginia DSS just wants to know that you are interested or currently working with young children. They will pay for 2 classes, either 1 or 2 classes every semester, and they will pay up front. Okay, so I know my current students have heard this a million times. My workshop people have heard this, but I'm going to tell you again in case you've never heard it. You can apply for the Virginia DSS scholarship And it's super easy. You just go online, you create an account, you apply. Anybody that's done this, by the way, if you're watching, or can you comment and maybe share some insight to how easy this is? I would appreciate that. But basically, you apply, and a few days later, you'll get an email from Virginia Department of Social Services saying, congratulations, blah, 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 you've been awarded. Now, in the past, you would have taken that letter and brought it to a TCC business office. But now we are practicing social distancing. So I have spoke to our business manager, and there's actually a way that you can securely, so you can like save your email, or yeah, you can like save it as a PDF or screenshot it or whatnot. And then you can actually go to a website TCC has and securely upload this award letter, and that will take care of your tuition. So you don't even have to come to campus anymore. I have a link for that somewhere that I will include. I'll actually include the link I sent to all my current students. That kind of gives you an update on how we are changing things based on the pandemic. So I've just made a note myself to do that. So lots of information here. All right, so scholarships, go ahead and enroll in classes. If you need help, I am still available for advising. Okay. Typically, you would come into my office on a Tuesday or Thursday from 9 to 2, which is my scheduled office hours. You do not need an appointment. You just drop by, whatever. I'm open for you, open for business. Now, that hasn't changed. My office hours are still 9 to 2 on Tuesday and Thursday, except now they're on Zoom. Okay, Zoom is this awesome application that you can use on your computer or on your phone. And it's seriously, you guys, it's so easy. So if you look at my contact sheet, or if I've emailed you anything, the contact sheet, again, the link is going to be in the comments. You will see a Zoom link. Literally, all you do is click on that and you have access to me. So if it's during office hours, you can click on that link anytime between 9 and 2 on Tuesday and Thursday. If you need to meet with me outside of office hours, say you're still working and you need to talk to me at like 7 o'clock in the evening, that's fine. I want you to call me or text me or email me and say, and we'll come up with a mutually agreeable time, and we'll hop on Zoom whenever. I've met with students at 9:30 at night at my campus, and I will meet with you whenever you need to, because I understand that life is busy. You guys have kids, and sometimes you won't be able to meet until later at night. So I'm here for you, okay? Again, and my contact information that I'm going to give you a link to, there's a new cell phone number that you can call me and text me. I do ask that you limit the calls to the hours of 9 a.m. and 8 p.m., just, out of respect, but you can email me and text me anytime. If you do not want to use a computer, if it's easier to use the phone, you can download a free Zoom app. Just look for it in your app store. It's a little blue icon. It's free. You download it, and then once you have that downloaded, you can just go back to my link, which is found in my email signature. It's found in my contact information. You click on that link, it's automatically going to open Zoom. It's going to ask you to enable like audio or something. You click yes, and then you can see my face and we're talking. Okay, so Zoom is super easy. We can also share screens. So I can open your advising report and see what classes you've taken and what classes you need, or you can share your screen with me. I can tell you how to do that, and I can tell you how to look at your own classes and figure out what you need. I'd like to ask that if you are watching this and have done any advising with me via Zoom, if you could comment and just share your experience with that. I'm seeing a question. So Michelle, the scholarship, the Virginia DSS scholarship covers only tuition, not books or fees. I think fees are like $170, but it does cover tuition for 1 to 2 classes. However, once you use all of your money in VDSS, which I think is like $3,000, once you exhaust that pot of money, you can then move to the Virginia Early Childhood Foundation's Project Pathfinders. You can't use that until you use Virginia Department of Social Services, and they will pay for your books. Okay. If you have any problems getting books, let me know. I have at the Portsmouth campus, I have every CHD book on reserve, so you can go to the library and use it in the library. You just can't check it out. However, the librarians there are amazing, and all you have to do is take the book up to them and tell them what pages you need, and they will scan it for free. So you can have a scanned copy, you know, to save on your flash drive or whatnot, or you can go home and print it and highlight it. So don't let books be a problem. Talk to me, and I will make sure you have access to books. Okay, that was a really good question. Thank you for asking that. Thank you, Luann, for sharing about the Zoom. Okay, so let's move on. Just a couple more things. I promise I'm almost done. You guys know I talk a lot, but I just have so much I want you to know because I just want you to succeed and change the world. So when you go to the link in comments that has my contact information, you are going to find my Zoom link, which is the same all the time. You are going to find my cell phone number, which is new, that you can call, text, or voicemail. You are going to find my email. If you don't know me, if you're watching this via YouTube, if you are a director at a center and this has been shared with you, you'll find my email. And actually, I'm going to put all of these links and things in the comment section or in the description of the YouTube video as well. So you are also going to find my website link. And on the website, you have everything you need to make wise decisions for your summer classes. So Maggie Charlton, the department chair at the Virginia Beach campus for early childhood, she put together this awesome document that lists all CHD classes and who's teaching them. So you know what classes you need to take. You can go ahead and see, okay, what campus is offering them. You know, keep in mind that although we're 4 campuses, we are one college, and you can take online classes through any of the 4 campuses. So it doesn't matter. So it's going to include an online schedule for all 4 classes. It also is going to include a full schedule for CHD Portsmouth because obviously that's my campus. Typically in the summer, we are mostly online just because enrollment is low. However, we do have one face-to-face class this summer, and it's an afternoon class with Miss Childs, which I know you guys love. It's CHD 145, teaching art, music, and movement. And the show is going to go on whether we are still remote or not, so sign up for it. It's a super fun class. You do art and music, all kinds of fun stuff in that class. And even if we're still on Zoom, she's still going to do awesome stuff. Okay. I'm almost done. So a lot of you guys are asking me what classes am I teaching this summer. So the classes that I'm teaching this summer are CHD 120, Introduction to Early Childhood, and CHD 205, Guiding Behavior. And I want to pause there, and if you're watching this and you've never been a student before, those are the classes that I recommend you take first, either one or both, because guiding behavior and intro is really a good overview for you to start with. So start with 120. If you want to take 2 classes, take 120 and 205. So unpause, I'm also teaching Health 135, which is Child Health, Safety, and Nutrition. She's being really good. And I'm teaching CHD 265, which is the Advanced Observation Practicum. And in that class, you actually take 5 of your lesson plans you've done in classes like 145, 146, you know. You're taking the lesson plans you do and you're teaching them with children. Now, if we are still under this pandemic and not able to go in child care centers and teach, Maggie, Cassandra, and I, the program heads, we have made modifications to where you can do this from your house with your children or with videos. We got you. So don't worry about, not being able to go out. The show is still going on. And then lastly, I'm teaching CHD 270, which is Administration of Early Child Care Programs. For those of you guys that are looking to start your own child care center, in-home or a public one, this is the class you need to take. This is the one that teaches you how to start it, how to do a budget, how to budget a classroom, how to budget for staff, how to write a staff handbook, how to write a parent handbook. Oh, this is one of my favorite classes to teach. And fun fact is this is the very first class I took when I was at a community college some 20 years ago, and the textbook that I used is the same textbook that we use now. I think it's so neat. So, and for those of you guys that don't know, my master's degree is in administration for public services and education, so this is just my jam. So that's a great class. Nicole asked, what do we do if we have to take the placement test? That is an excellent question. Dean Fairchild or Trisha, if you guys are on here, could you comment and maybe answer that question? And I think we're doing remote placement tests. But to be honest, I do not know the answer to that question, but I will find out. Dean Fairchild is going to, I think he is watching along with his administrative assistant, and they might be able to comment. It would be Trisha Ock if you see it. If not, I will email you personally, Nikki, or text you, and I will get this information out publicly once I find out. So that is a great question. Let me see if I missed any more questions. Scholarship, placement tests. Nikki, sweet, you're going to love 270. Okay, so that's all the questions I think I've answered. Okay, we are done. I am going to end this video and immediately enter in the comments of the things I told you. I'd put my contact information, the link to the Ooey Gooey Lady reading a book, the link to the NACCE resources, and I am going to log right into Zoom as soon as I press the end button. So even though it's not an office hour, I know a lot of you guys are stoked. I'm going to log right into Zoom, and I am going to stay on there for an hour. So I will be on there until 11:30 a.m. today. But keep in mind, my office hours are Tuesday and Thursday, so you can hop on tomorrow from 9 to 2. So if you don't get to me today, hop on tomorrow. I do have one appointment already for advising as soon as I get off of here. So what's going to happen is when you log on to Zoom, it's going to put you in my waiting room. So this is just like how it normally happens on campus. When I have a student in my office, you guys typically wait outside the door or hang out in the lab until it's your turn and I call you in. So this is the same thing. Just hang in the waiting room and I will see you as I'm talking to a student. I see who's in my waiting room and I will admit you in the order that you come in, okay? So just be patient if you're in the waiting room. I see you. I'm going to get to you. Even if it's after 11:30, if you are already in the waiting room, I will get to you, okay? So if you don't get to the Zoom meeting today with me for advising, check in tomorrow, Tuesday, Thursday, or email, call, or text me, and we'll find a time that we can both meet if you need evening hours, and we will get you enrolled in classes and applied for the scholarship, okay? So it has been my absolute pleasure to be able to talk to you guys, to be able to see you interacting. I'm loving seeing my old, well, I don't want to call them old students because they're not old, but my previous and current students interacting with each other on here and interacting with me. I've got a brand new student that I met, I think at a workshop, Luann, I can't remember where we met. Maybe your director gave you my contact information. Luann, would you do me a favor and comment how we met, please? Because it was really awesome talking to you. And I look forward to talking to you in just a minute for advising, but I can't remember how you got my email. Anyways, so it's cool seeing students that I've never even met except for via Zoom on here, as well as current and past students. So yeah, I'm also going to, like I said, I'm going to upload this to YouTube somehow. I got to figure out how to do that. I think I have to download it from Facebook and then upload it to YouTube. And then I'll put the YouTube link on here so you guys can share this. So share it with your boss. Typically, all child care centers in Portsmouth and now Suffolk and Chesapeake get enrollment information from me. But share it, share it, share it. Let's get people enrolled, okay? All right, guys, so I'm going to end this, and I'm going to pop on Zoom right now, and I look forward to talking to you guys soon. Have a great day.